extra strong with chains upon my feet. You know that ghost is me, and I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost that you can't see.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a
Hey,
Q.
Froggy.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for Sunday, August 19th, 2018. I am Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being part of the Patriot Hour. We really appreciate all the subscribers, the Patriots all around the country, all around the world for joining our channel. We have some of the best right here, folks. After the video, maybe take a minute to leave a comment and also take a look around the comments. A lot of these Patriots will point you in the right direction on articles and just amazing facts. All right, don't ever take what we say here to be word, to be truth. We try to bring it, and that's what we try to deliver. Sometimes we make mistakes, and people will point it out or will realize it. Either way, we appreciate it, and we try to be like that because we want to be honest. Honest patriots here, all right? Our mission statement is simple. It's to fight for freedoms and liberties, to make people aware of our freedoms and liberties, and to keep them, to never give them up, and to never give not 1 inch of it up, because it's our right to freedom and liberty, all right? Not to be scared down the path of giving up those for security, all right? So we're promoting freedom and liberty for all, and that's it. Simple, pure and simple, folks, all right? So let's take a look here. I don't have a desktop capture up. All right. Nothing new from the Q. QAnon, Q clearance. What is it? What are we talking about? Well, we're right here, folks. 1924. Okay, it was the last one I went over in the last video that I did. Not the last video, but the last video a few days ago that I would have went over that. QAnon. Take a look around the channel, folks. Take a look around the internet. Some of the greatest, we're witnessing the greatest intelligence drop in history. Intelligence, in the last decade, I'd say, with WikiLeaks. These people were warned, all right, back in 06, 07. If you were in a position of power, if you were in a position, doing civil service in your countries, if a position of power, a judge, a police officer, government, local government, federal government, and if you're doing wrong, if you're doing misdeeds, we're in an era where they built up this complete spy grid around the country. All right, a complete spy grid around the country. Complete spy grid around the country. And they were using it to do very bad. Headphones died. Very bad and evil things while Well, they pitched that it was for security purposes, and we want to find the terrorists that they created. Not that that stuff doesn't exist, folks, but not on the level that they promote it and make it a reality. Create the chaos and control the outcome. Give us the solutions by taking away more and more freedoms, more and more of our liberties in the name of security. And they paint a pretty picture all along the way to where you are arguing with your neighbors over this. That's how they do it. Because there's a thing called free will, all right? They can't just enforce everything on us. They have to convince us. And then we beg for it, all right? That's how it typically goes. So they all got warned, from pedophiles all the way to governments. Do wrong and you'll be exposed. And that's pretty much been happening since around 08, 07, all right? With WikiLeaks and several other whistleblowers. Some of them staged and set up on purpose. We're finding out at Snowden, but some of them are legit, all right? Even the information Snowden gave was legit. It's just the reason, all right? He wasn't a concerned citizen, a patriot. He actually worked for the CIA and was planted over at the NSA because there's internal information intelligence wars going on. Some agencies want to be in control, like the old dusty CIA. They don't like the new NSA, which was created new well after them. Mostly comprised of the military, ex-military. It is a civilian agency headed by civilians, but if you look at a lot of the people that end up running it, it's, ex-four-star generals, and then the rank and files are made up sometimes of naval intelligence, army intelligence, rank and file people. They're a little closely tied to the military, and there's lots of patriots throughout all of the rank and files of all of these agencies. But according to the stories and the facts, the CIA is a deep state, and the NSA was on a verge of being deep state and probably ran by deep state at certain times. But as of right now, we have control, and the patriots within there, we have it all. And that's why you had, at Snowden, infiltrate the NSA, take stuff out on a thumb drive, and then expose it in a patriotic manner. Now, the information was real. The reason why he did it was not. Okay? Gets confusing, but this is stuff for the history books, and we encourage you to pay attention and do the research yourself, folks. It is a interesting time, interesting story that will be, you're wanting a good movie. Here in a few years, I think you'll have a great movie based and inspired by true events. It'll show this whole thing. All right? Unbelievable times to be living in. And this is why it's important to know how to determine what is legit and good information. Disinformation is necessary. Why? To throw off the bad actors, all right? It has to happen. You just have to be able to, understand. This is a lot of information, folks, and to break it all down, and, to be given at a time when it's needed, because there's just too much of it. You can go down so many different rabbit holes with it, and each thing is very huge. Some things don't mean as much to others. People want to put it in order of what's what. And yes, the kids is a huge front of the line type of item. Exposing these folks, it's such a vast network. And again, if you keep the whole story in mind, why are there sealed indictments versus just regular indictments? Well, when somebody single-handedly robs a 7-Eleven and they catch him, they can put his name in the paper, arrest him, do the charges, go to court. Typically, it's just a one-man thing. Something like this, when it's a vast network, almost like mafia style, You can't arrest one or two as you come across it. You're going to watch them. You're going to try to get some people to flip and get the bigger story laid out to you of who's who and what's what. If you arrest one or two and then a week or two later, you're looking at a few other ones that you're going to be arresting, but now evidence has been destroyed by all these people that were left out to run amok because you didn't know about them yet, or you didn't know their exact implications or who's exactly done what. You can't arrest one or two low level and let 50 other people run around, destroy evidence, hide things, disappear, go on the run. So that's the need for sealed indictments, because in one big, swoop, they should be arresting people within a 24-hour period, all at once, all coordinated. When they get the go, it's moving in different states, different places, wherever these people are at, all at once. Okay, that's how it has to happen for a majority of these. If it's a criminal network of sorts like that, that's how it would work. So it makes it a little different than. So lots of people just have movies in their head, and they've, when is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? You have, Trump couldn't have won and picked out handcuffs off his side, went right over to Hillary and hands behind your back. That would be criminal for him to do. As much as people wanted that to happen or would like to see that happen, that's not how it works in the real world. Who does the arresting for the federal government? Well, that would be the FBI. That would be, the DOJ, is the lawyer part of it. The FBI does this, but they get referred from. You have to have evidence. If you have all corrupt people in these heads of these positions, they're not going to go along with what you're demanding them to do. Arrest yourself. They're not going to do it. So you have to expose them. You have to expose them all. The other option was, and the president has this authority, it wasn't anything that Trump made up when he got in. It wasn't an executive order that he put in. It's been around for a long, long time. When the president finds out that heads of agencies, such as the FBI, the DOJ, the NSA, the CIA, any of them are full of corrupt people, the heads. This is where the media will spin it. Oh, they're saying the FBI is bad. I'm saying it right here, right now, that they're not. The rank and file, the men and women, the agent from the bottom up, very good, full of patriots, full of really good people. But it only takes the top 5 or 6 tiered people to make things not go down as they should. They have the power to change things, change wordage, make things disappear, make things go away, slow play. There's all kinds of different games they can play, and we've seen every one of them in the last couple of years. And when the president sees that the heads of these agencies are corrupt, are not doing what they should be doing, he can shut them down completely. Now, did he go that route? That gets scary, all right? This is where we talked about early on a fail swoop of martial law, shut down these agencies. It would have looked real bad. Yeah, the media would have spun it out of control. People would have rioted around the country. So it was done in a different manner. It was done in a manner of exposing all these people, which takes a lot longer, and we're still seeing them be exposed and it unfold in front of our eyes. Every day on the news, the mainstream's finally covering tidbits. It's not going their way. They're not extremely happy about it. But one by one, these people on TV are losing security clearances. They're ending up in front of congressional hearings. And people keep asking about the biggest names. What about Hillary? What about Podesta? What about Obama? What about blah, blah? Well, folks, we're working our way up to that. I'm going to say this again. Remember the name Huber, all right? John W. Huber. I think it's W. John W. Huber, or just John Huber, Utah, grand juries, all the other IGs, all right? What are we waiting on? We're waiting on the IG for the Clinton Foundation. That's been investigated for the last It's 8 months now, 9, 8, going on a year. We're waiting on that. We're waiting on the Clinton Foundation IG. We're waiting on the Clinton server, the at-home, home-brewed, basement-dwelling bathroom server in a closet. Home-brewed server that got hacked. The DNC server that got hacked. All by Russia, or was it Seth Rich? We know it was Seth Rich. All right, we're waiting on that investigation. So there's a second IG. And then we should have Clinton, DNC, Russia collusion IG, I would imagine. They're the ones that colluded. They cheated. They want to look for election rigging. Look no further than the DNC, Hillary, and Bernie. You want to look into Russia collusion with a party. Look no further than the DNC, Hillary, the dossier, Christopher Steele. Look in that realm. That's all publicly known, and you can see it already just with what's out. There shouldn't be some deep, dark background search like they're doing on Trump, fine tooth and comb to find whatever they can. This one's, again, just like her server crime, ignored. Wide in the open. Everyone can see it while people are going down left and right for smaller security violations. You had this one in the limelight, and it was like, whoa, this is really clear. If this guy's got to go down, and he's in just a low-level E4 in the service, E5, and he's going down. So, same thing. You have this huge rush of Trump. Everyone's concerned. Well, what about Hillary? Well, Hillary didn't win. Well, it doesn't matter if you go to rob a bank or you 7-Eleven and you trip on your way out, and they don't forgive you just because they got the money back and you didn't get away with it. You still go down for the crimes. All right, these are crimes. All right, that was enough Sunday morning rambling. Just wanted to bring you guys up on that. There is no new Q. We talked a little bit, and we will. I'll be around here throughout the day. I got the one video up already of me and Ben from late last night. There's going to be a part 2 of that. I'll release that later this afternoon. So we got the one out there now. I'll be putting this out right away, and then look forward to another pre-recorded episode just from last night later this afternoon, and then possibly this evening we're going to do another Patriot Hour, and he'll beam back in to finish up the weekend of the Patriot Hour episodes. We'll just kind of give you guys some extra stuff, and anything new from the Q or any breaking news, I will be back and bring you that. Let me see here really quickly. We will look at the Donald J. Trump official verified Twitter. 4 hours, 5 hours. All right, we'll start here 5 hours ago. The last one I had read last night, I allowed the White House counsel. So we'll go here. 5 hours. The failing at New York Times wrote a fake piece today implying that because White House counsel Don McGahn was given hours of testimony to special counsel, he must be a John Dean type rat. But I allowed him and all others to testify. I didn't have to. I have nothing to hide. And have demanded transparency so that this rigged and disgusting witch hunt can come to a close. So many lives have been ruined over nothing. McCarthyism at its worst, yet Mueller and his gang of Dems refuse to look at the real crimes on the other side. The media is even worse. No collusion, no obstruction, except by the crooked Hillary and the Democrats. All of the resignations and corruption, yet heavily conflicted Bob Mueller refuses to even look in that direction. What about the Brennan Comey McCabe stroke lies to Congress? Or Crooked's emails? The failing New York Times wrote a story that made it seem like the White House counsel had turned on the president, when in fact it was just the opposite. And the two fake reporters knew this. This is why the fake news media has become the enemy of the people. So bad for America. Some members of the media are very angry at the fake story in the New York Times. They actually called to complain and apologize. A big step forward. From the day I announced the Times has been fake news, and with their disgusting new board member, it'll only get worse. Study the late Joseph McCarthy, because we are now in a period with Mueller and his gang that make Joseph McCarthy look like a baby. Rigged witch hunt. Rigged witch hunt. All right, folks, there you go. From Trump's mouth himself. Unbelievable. All right. Between Q and Trump, we get lots of facts. Q seems to be cutting the media out and we're getting stuff from Q. Trump decided not to typically come out every morning and have a press thing with the crooked lying news. He just uses Twitter. What a better way than to get straight, just boom. People complain, they don't like it, the media doesn't like it. I love it. It's whether or not you want to read it, but at least you're getting straight out of what he says. The media only has an option to be like, well, look at this here, study the late Joseph McCarthy, because we are now in a period with Mueller and his gang. He's calling them a gang, folks, and they can chop it up, spit, however they want to spin it. That's all they got. Something gets released like this at 5:24. Typically there's some at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning. He lays it out an hour before their dump. We know at 4 a.m. is when the media gets their loaded up stuff from the very top down, telling them exactly what to do, what to spin, what to say, how they're going to approach that day in the news, what angle. All right, we're at the 22-minute mark here, so we will shut this down. Again, thanks for stopping by, folks. I like to take a minute here every episode, sometimes in the beginning, sometimes at the end, sometimes both, to say thank you. Thank you for this. For the channel, it's been, going on 7 months now, I think. Maybe going on 8, but it started in February 10th, I believe. And the idea took years before that. And then getting a machine that was going to be mean enough to do exactly what I wanted. So we created the Patriot Hour, all right? The Patriot Hour, the hour of the Patriots. We're all coming out. We're paying attention. We're working together. And we're fighting for truth and to keep truth, to promote freedom of speech, to keep it. And liberties and freedoms, all right, folks? That's all we want for all of us. Might not like what everyone says, but at least we can talk about it. All right, I'm Mike. This is Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you. Have a great Sunday morning into your afternoon, and we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update. Have a great, blessed Sunday. Have a great day.
What letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
I found it.